Oh, and managed to hit the button to actually end the recording. Let's try continuing where we were. Just splice the recordings together. Oh well. That one's done. So that's complete. Good. A water tank. Some on here needs to be cleaned. That's around this side then. Ah, there we go, done. Right, so we've got a landing gear, a rotor blade. What is it? This one. Aha, so you're the landing gear on this side. There we go, landing gear done. And we've got tail rotor drive shaft. So you'll be you somewhere on there, you need to be cleaned. There's something that's going to need to be done from on top there. Right, let's go find and fix that rotor blade first. Thank you. Oh, for Lord's sakes. King of cack-handedness strikes again. Fine, we'll go through this way then, see if that'll work any better. Nope. Oh, I seem to be completely incapable. Oh, there we go. So you apparently are still needing somewhere to be cleaned. Oh, down the in there. Aha. That would be why. Right, done. The tail rotor drive shaft is that last bit there over the back here. Tail rotor mast, it's not that. Of course, the most inaccessible location. Right, I'll go and bring the scaffolding around. Damn, a fair old racket. Oh, it's all right in the back there. Finally. Dirt Finder, I need your assistance at the mansion as a matter of greatest urgency. Mayor Jeff Jefferson the 8th. Oh no, sorry, the 13th, sorry. Right, let's go through it, see what we got when this is all cleaned. Perfect. Flawless again. You're a class act, FA. As it happens, when the TV crews and senators found out we'd only rescued Cal and not the cat, they were a no-show. Still, at least Copter will be nice and clean to go back to Columbus. Thanks again. You're welcome here any time, and if you ever fancy adding an element of danger to your hose work, let me know. I'll put in a good word. Thank you very much indeed, Denver Drill. And, oh my lord, the Mayor's Mansion. $350. That seems remarkably cheap for cleaning a mansion. But that'll be the next video. Alright, thank you very much indeed for your time. If you've enjoyed the video, please do throw a comment down below and throw a like and possibly subscribe if you have enjoyed the content. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much indeed for your time. Alright, you take care now. Alright, bye-bye. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video, and today we are diving back into PowerWash Simulator again, and we're looking about nearly halfway through all the missions here, so I'm going to continue on, and we've got the fire helicopter to do, so I think that's the only one we've got available at the moment, so just going to dive into this one. Hey FA, we've got one heck of a dirty copter on our hands. Your buddy Cal got himself in a real spot of bother up on Mount Rushless. Poor guy was so delirious from volcanic fumes, he thought the mayor's hellish feline was up there with him. He's fine now, but the copter looks like something's dug up from the bowels of the earth, which it nearly was. We got TV crews arriving later, so if you can do what you do so well, it'd be sure get us out of a jam. Thanks again, pal. No problem. Well, let's get diving on in. Oh, it's a big old beastie, isn't it? And I bet I've got rotors to clean. Oh, I do. Oh, lovely. Right then. Okay, let's just get started. Right, let's start from the lower level. Work on the wheels and the undercarriage. Get ourselves a relative clean patch part way up the body. So at least we can start to see where we're at. Okay. I think what we're going to probably end up having to do is no doubt we're going to have to get onto our hands and knees or into the prone position to get underneath the helicopter, because I imagine there's going to be a load of stuff underneath the helicopter to finish off, so I think we'll just quickly run around and get what we can done. See, we've got the water hose as well is out here that needs cleaning. Maybe I'll get that done pretty quickly. And we've got outrigger wings here as well. Okay, so they're going to be obviously where the wheels are for stability when landing. I imagine I'm probably not going to get that bit at the top there cleaned until I get up on top. Oh no, I did. Oh, I didn't need to get up on top of that one. That's cool. Let's get around here and clean this off. Alright, let's get on with the... We've done the front part anyway, so let's get underneath and let's get the underside of this done. That might allow us to just run a quick line across the side just to get on with that. Okay, that's good. Whee! That bit's done. We may just be able to put the large extension on when it comes to the underside of the rotor blades, because I get the feeling the upper rotor blades we're going to have to clean from above, which when we've got the scaffolding I'm sure that's what we're going to be having to use, but right, we can get to that in time, but we can work on getting the underside done first. This has got relatively flat sides on it, in the sense of there's like large areas. I know there's going to be obviously areas where it's rounded off, but there's areas where at least we can get a good hit on something without there being lots of intricate nooks and crannies. flat as in three-dimensional rather than flat as in just like, you know, on one plane. There we go, that's good. Right, what else have we got left on the landing gear? All good on there. We've got some up around this area. Right, that's the wheel done. Got a bit in there. Bit up under there. What am I missing? There we go. What's that done? Yes, the tyres are done, wheels are done, landing gear is done. Right then. Come around here, get the other side of this hose. Snorkel, should we say. This is what the bit they dangle into the water to fill up their pipes. Of course, there is still the apocryphal story of the fire rescue helicopter that dropped its snorkel into a big lake or reservoir somewhere to go and get a load of water, and managed to pick up someone who was I can't remember whether snorkeling or scuba diving, and that person ended up being attached on the end of the snorkel and was then dropped somewhere in a forest fire. I say apocryphal because I do remember there was an episode of Mythbusters where they put that to the test and realised that wasn't really possible to do. Because the moment you turn off the pump, they'd let go. There you go, that's that done. Right, good, let's get that tyre done. We've got some intricate linkages on the undercarriage here. That shouldn't be too much of a problem once we get around this side of things. Quite got the landing gear and tyre done yet. What am I missing here? Ah, a little bit there. Good, that's tyre done. Landing gear. Bit underneath there. Bit underneath there. Back to that landing gear in about a moment. Just see if we can get the underside of this done while we're here. still missing one tiny little bit on this landing gear somewhere. Okay, nothing showing up there. Unless it's something up on top I've got to try and get, but let's see how. Oh, we've got a chute in their side as well. Oh, lovely. Alright, let's start getting up. See if we can get the front half done at least, and then work our way back. Good, there we go. Cockpit door is cleaned. Okay, so we've got some interesting, intricate pipe work there that's going to be fun to get clean, but we'll come back to that. Telling you, Doc, even if I'm goosed on CO2, I can still tell the difference between a limping ginger tomcat and a pyroclastic flow. Well, you should be able to tell the difference because they are remarkably different in the way that they present themselves to your eyes. A ginger tom looks like a blooming cat, and a pyroclastic flow looks like hell on earth has been unleashed. Rampant Armageddon. So pyroclastic flows are absolutely amazing forces of nature. Scary as all hell, and I'd hate to be in the path of one, but damn impressive looking things when you stop and actually look at them from a distance. Right. A clean area around this side. Let's work on this. Now here's where we're going to get to all the nooks and crannies around this area where we have all of the areas here for the hydraulics and the cooling system for the engine. This might take a little bit longer around this section. Okay, so we've got another snorkel vent for the water tank at this side. I think there's usually only one snorkel attached at any one time. Okay, good. That's done, that's done, that's done. Get into this corner where there's more to clean out in that central part along here. That may need the ladder on the side to get clean, but we can work on that shortly. Oh good, that's done there. That's done there. And that hydraulic pipe cover is done. Good. The landing gear leg. Again, this is going to be stuff where there's areas on top that are going to need to be cleaned out, I think, to properly work through this. Let's go and add on our extension, see if that works any better. This tends to get a better spray pressure, which may help us just to clean some of these areas off. a little bit better than we have been doing. Might speed up the time it takes to get some of this stuff cleaned. Because the stubby side of things is more for close-up and personal work. Okay, cool. Not quite dinged yet, but we'll get to that shortly. Just trying to get the majority of stuff done. I'm leaving myself a 1% left over, I know. You're not quite cleaning off there yet. Clean that out. Ah yes, more bits to get under the bottom. Here we go. So this is the bottom part where they would open up the tank to drop the water out. Have you tried dropping water on a volcano or something? That, I imagine, wouldn't go very well. Considering any water that's probably landing on the volcano is going to probably immediately flash ignite into high pressure steam. Or at least chuffing hot steam that's going to be not very nice and will want to be rising back skyward at a pretty fast rate of knots. Would not be good for your air intake on your helicopter, and probably wouldn't be great on the downdraft from the rotors that you've got going. Would probably not make for a good afternoon of helicopter flying. This one thing's for sure, let the chief know my predicament saves my smoky bacon. There you are. Okay. Oh, good. Well, I didn't let him know of the situation, so I don't know why he's thanking me. But I'll take whatever reflected glory, I don't care. I'm not proud. Well, thank me, you're more than welcome. Another pipe done. And there'll be another pipe done. Getting my pipes cleaned. usually a euphemism, isn't it? Getting your pipe cleaned. Like blowing your own trumpet. I think it was definitely the scaffolding for the rotor blades. So I imagine there's going to be some stuff in the main hub in the middle here that's going to need some work to get cleaned off. But deal with that shortly. Well, I'm not quite sure how well that'll work with the parts that need regular greasing to make them work. Obviously some of the areas where there's going to be metal on metal rubbing, I wouldn't necessarily expect power washing to be the most healthy thing for that, because you'd probably want them to keep a good amount of grease on the in the mechanism to make it turn. So I imagine if I'm sort of blasting into this area in here, where that'll be a joint that usually would probably have quite a fair amount of lubrication on it for obvious reasons. So usually they're direct drive, so there's a pair of cogs turning against each other. I imagine that probably wouldn't work out too well. Yeah, cause if you look there, there's the motor turning there, then that shaft goes up to there, which will go into the gearbox of some description there. So I imagine behind those there's going to be some bearings that are usually heavily greased. So dumping a load of high pressure water into there will probably start trying to displace some of that greasing, which may not be great for the longevity of the aircraft. We'll probably need to have somebody go crawling around on top of there afterwards and re-grease everything. Which I'm sure probably wouldn't be the most fun job in the world to do when the helicopter's all assembled. Especially not if you've got a deadline where people are coming in to look at the helicopter later that day. You probably want it all to be already pre-done. So there's a tiny little bit in here left to do. Just double check I've got everything there. It's very distracting seeing the bright colours of these bits having problems. See about getting that cleaned off. Right, good. So what do you have? Aha. There we go. A little bit on top. Lovely. I wonder if that's the same around this side as well. Oh, there's a little bit on the tyre. Got a fair amount of landing gear to do yet. The tyre's not really showing much left to do on it, but I still think there's something left to do. Oh, there it is. Little tiny sliver under there. What about this side? Little tiny bit down there. Lovely. Right, landing gear. What have you got left to do? Those two bits have been done. A little bit in there. Distracting again. We've got a bit inside here to do. Alright, let's go grab our scaffolding. Put that down there. Cute, nice quiet noise that makes. Good, we've got a bit more into that water tank area here. That's another good thing that came out of this. You remember we moved into Florian's old place? No? I don't remember. Well, guess who's the cop's pilot now? Good. I don't know. Florian, who knows? Right. I think this is where we're going to start to slow down a bit, is when we're dealing with everything up the top here. Because this is where there's going to be a lot more challenging surfaces to get to. I might have to change back out to the stubby gun again. This is going to be up close and personal work here. Again, getting into areas where high pressure water really shouldn't be being shoved into, realistically, I wouldn't have imagined. Anyone who's got any experience of helicopter technician work or maintenance, obviously do drop into the comments, let me know if that is my supposition correct, that you wouldn't want to be throwing high pressure water into some of these areas. Obviously they're going to get wet as a natural course of being out in all weathers, but the difference between all weathers where there's a bit of rain coming and having a high pressure power washer forcing water in at several psi of pressure. Imagine that's probably not the most ideal situation. Oh, I got myself up on top. Hey. Right, let's clear the rotor mast here. Wouldn't necessarily say this is the best thing for the rotor blades either, to have someone walking around on top of them. Well, they're usually made of pretty strong stuff, but still, walking this far off of the main shaft area, I don't think that's probably going to be the best idea for it. Let's change back to that while we're here. We use the height advantage and everything from here to try and clean this up as best I can. Other areas in the front there. Pretty good. Okay, good. So that should hopefully be one rotor nearly done. I think there's probably going to be some bits on the edge I need to take care of, but right, I can get to that once I get out on this limb on here and clean this one up, and then go and try and clean up the front edge on that other rotor blade. Hey, there we go. Another bit of pipe work done. Good. Nearly done that. So yeah, these rotor blades are going to be a pig of a job. Definitely seem to be a pig of a job. That's alright, we don't mind bad, difficult jobs. Hey, tailwork's finished. Lovely, lovely. Let's see the tail rotor drive shaft. Well, I'm glad of one thing, they're keeping my that fire station I clean nice and tidy, which is good. Be very unhappy if they hadn't. Okay, you're done, you're clean. Probably haven't cleaned those underneath. Alright, let's go and get underneath these and let's make sure these are all cleaned. They've only got the top bit to deal with when we get up to here. I can see the stuff around the turbine. I've got lots of little bits and nooks and crannies that are going to extend out our time frame a bit. Hey, it's alright. It's what we're being paid for. There doesn't seem to be a time limit on these missions at the moment. I know there are some of the special missions where they are against the clock, but we haven't got to those yet. Good, rotor's done there. Clean, I've got to do the end here, have I? Yeah, good, come back to the other ones. We usually need to get them on top to finish them off, I think. That is done. Good. Nearly done there. Oh, I don't want to pick up the scaffolding. Just leave it where it is for now. Okay, good. That one's done. And the side thereof anyway. So that just leaves us just what's on top to deal with now. It's not too bad, because we can knock through that relatively quickly, hopefully. Whee! What are we looking at? So we've got front part of the rotor, oh, the engine, air intake. And probably not the best thing to have a power washer firing water down at high speed. Get ourselves back up our scaffolding. Area down there, area up there. There we go. That blaster, keep falling. Damn, damn, damn. Try that again, shall we? Okay, that's good. Now the road is down. Aha, 96%. We are getting there, slowly but surely. Nice. Okay, so we've got a bit in there. Good, that's done. Oh, we've got a bit on the rear rotor housing up here. Good. Sweet. Lovely. Get into this last little bit without completely ruining it. I'm going to have to change back to the stubby, aren't I? Might get me better access in there. Nope, little bits around here to do. Whee! Engine mount done. Engines really aren't designed to have high pressure water guns sprayed into them, but hey, here we go. If I remember rightly, there was some bits over here. Let's get these knocked on the head while we're here. Okay, so the road blades have still got some bits on the corners. This can I get to before I actually fall off. Whee! There, other areas there done. Lovely, lovely. Right blade done. Nice. Another one down. Another one down. I'm missing on. Last step. Try to catch everything on that tail rotor blade. Hey, that one's done as well now. Lovely. Right. Not far off. So what we got left? So we've got an engine, one or two to do. Which is this one around here. Which we're going to have to pop the extension back on. Sweet, engine done. And hydraulic control unit. One of you, you're that one there. I need to get to from the scaffolding. Bugger. Fell off. It's in there. Go on. Oh, I'm being completely and totally cack-handed today. A little bit inside there. Done. You're done. Hydraulic pipes, 7 of 8. Okay. Which side are you on? You're down there. Oh, seen there's tail rotor drive shaft, lovely. Right, so where have you got a problem here? You got a little bit in that corner. Got a bit up in there. Make sure that's correct around this side as well. That's been done. Lovely. Done. Water tank doors done. Lovely. So what have I got left? So I've got water tank doors. One of those still to do.